Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the NATA PR SCHOOL podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service, or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At NATA PR, we deal with real clients every day and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to this 40th episode of the podcast NATA PR SCHOOL. And today I have the great pleasure of welcoming Pascal Desjardins, President and founder of Bella Vita International, which is celebrating this year its 20th anniversary, and with whom we have worked a good 10 years. That's crazy. I looked on our files before recording this podcast. I'm like, oh my God, it's been 10 years. And Pascal is one of the best communicators that I know. He's worked in TV world for 15 years. So he's been working in the TV world for 10 years as a producer. And he created Bella Vita International, which is both importer and distributor. So they do both. They import and distribute exceptional products such as wine, spirits, cosmetics, home products. So you have beauty products, home products, amazing, high quality products that we don't know in Canada. They can be from all over the world, France, Italy, Japan. And BV imports and distributes these crazy products like Henry Bardouin, a pastis for the French people who might be listening to this podcast in English. Henry Bardouin, you have to look for this spirit if you don't know it. It's the best pastis in the world and certainly my favorite one. I wasn't a pastis amateur before that, but when I tasted the Henry Bardouin, I just become a big fan. So they import just a few names to make you dream: Marvis, Proraso, Barbancourt rum from Haiti, the Douglas Laing scotch for those who are big fans of scotch, Michel Couvreur whisky, as well as very, very specific and interesting wines and champagnes from Pascal Agrapart and Gros, some Prosecco from the Bronca sisters, Riesling from the Frey brothers. I'm sure you're dreaming and you have all these beautiful images in your mind as I'm talking and presenting this product. So welcome, Pascal. It's a real pleasure to have you on this 40th episode.
The pleasure is all mine.
And before I ask you to introduce yourself, let me tell my listeners that I did some research online on you, and you're an exceptional human being, especially in the 2020s, because you don't have a LinkedIn account. You can't be found on Facebook. You don't have like a personal account presenting yourself. Forget about Instagram and TikTok, obviously. And if we ask Google, do you have anything to tell us about Pascal Desjardins from Bella Vita International? We don't find anything, which I find very interesting because there's many people who aren't so visible online and still have an amazing life like you do. So who are you, exceptional human being who's not present online, Pascal?
A very low profile if you talk about these social medias, that's for sure. But it's to me, it's very easy to understand. It's because, I've been working before. I worked for 15 years in the television world and so in the medias and everything. So I had my share of visibility at that time.
But that was before internet became so big, right? So there's no trace from those days.
At the beginning, I remember my brother-in-law was kind of a whiz and there, showed me in 2002, 2003. I was on Google, yes. It was probably Yahoo at that time. I was there because there was still some programs I did that were still on, but they disappeared since then. The funny thing is because I used to say, my mom, I don't have time to take care of my mama like I would like to, so I don't have time for Facebook.
This is so true. Yeah, and it's good to remind ourselves that we don't need, it's not it's not a must. Like, we don't have to be talking about our own lives all the time, because you have a business, so you invest time in your business, obviously. And of course, Bella Vita Grand Cru has a website, and Bella Vita International, and you have an Instagram account for Bella Vita Grand Cru. So obviously you're using the web, but it's not something where you spend hours in a day and you meet people. And
it's like the phone. My phone is when I'm moving, If not, I transfer the calls to the fixed phone. I don't have any contact on my phone. Everything is in my head. I'm a dinosaur somewhere, but I like it that way, It doesn't mean I'm not aware of what's happening, but I don't need I don't have that need to go there.
This is so interesting. So tell us a little bit, how did you start Bella Vita? How did it, you passed from, you were a TV producer and then you became a business?
When I was a producer, you're in business too somewhere, because it's financing and everything. So, I applied a bit the pattern of the producing, which is to take some raw material, to write a script, to write an idea, a concept, and then to finance it, and then sell it, and then shoot it, and produce it, whatever. So I took a bit the same idea.
So you were already a businessman in the TV field, so you're right. So it's not that you became overnight a businessman. But I find out recently that you decided, you stopped everything, like you didn't do something in between, like you kept producing TV shows and then started Bella Vita on the side. So that's interesting how you started Bella Vita. You stopped everything you were doing to start Bella Vita.
I created a concept, in fact, I in my head, Well, anyway, I was tired of the TV. Something that was in 1999, I started thinking about it in 1998, let's say. For me, the TV, like we used to know it with the general broadcasters, I thought 10 years maximum, and then they're going to be dead.
Oh, yeah. You felt it.
That was my idea in 1998,
Wow.
And the funny thing, I don't have the cable at home. I'm still watching, Radio-Canada, TVA, and CTV, and CBC, that's it, It's just... but I didn't think... I thought the TV à la carte, I don't know if you say that in English, would be accessible to everybody by 2010. So I said, I better do something else, or else I'm going to hit the wall, And the idea was to have something internationally, because even in TV, I did a lot of stuff internationally. I did co-production and different things. And my interest was there, So...
Did you wanted to travel? Like your international interest was to travel the world, yeah.
Travels I had done before. I brought back different products that I liked. My idea was, hey, if I like these products, maybe someone else is going to like them too. So why not see the possibility of taking them, getting them here, and then distribute them, which is a bit like the idea of the concept of producing, creating an idea and putting it.
Interesting.
And building it.
Good point.
It was about the same thing. And I chose 3 brands to start with. It was Proraso from Italy. It was the West Indies soap from Guadeloupe. And it was Burt's Bees, because I was the first distributor of Burt's Bees in Quebec.
Yes, I knew that. You told me that. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. That's a huge brand now, eh?
Oh, yeah, but it was bought by Clorox in 2007.
True. Yes, I forgot about that. Mm.
But I was not the importer in Canada for that. I was like the sub-distributor from the importer, which was based in Ontario. I lost the line 3 years later, which was kind of tough. But somewhere I learned the business. I learned the job, because I knew nothing. It was really how... I was a dreamer, probably to do that. Some people told me, you're crazy. Why are you doing that? You don't know nothing about it. I remember the first time I did my first delivery to a store, I said, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a packing slip. Oh, good. Okay, you need that? Yeah, right. I had no idea how to do these things.
Yeah.
But little by little, I learned the business. And, but the idea was to get quality products, get something, that will change your life, that will enhance our life, our daily life, why not,
Yeah, I agree with you. Like sometimes, I think Marvis or like the pastis we were talking about, it changes our lives. Like I think your products bring happiness in our lives. Especially Marvis, you discovered this amazing toothpaste after you've discovered Marvis, if you haven't tried, you, friends, listeners, if you try Marvis, you won't be able to go back to your old toothpaste. That's for sure, right?
Right.
They're amazing products.
And it's something you do every day.
You know?
and that, for the personal care products, my idea was to build the best basic pharmacy. That's it, shaving, soap, toothpaste, brushes, combs, and that's about it, It's just like, okay, when you have that, you don't have to look for something else. You have the best. You can think about other things.
Other things, that's so true. Yeah, I like that. But this is so true. So how did you start? So that was your dream, having good products and making sure that these products would bring something different to, let's say, the Canadian market. But how do you choose these products?
Well, like I told you, I selected these products by traveling here and there, and I brought them back.
Okay.
I brought them back, and I used them, and I liked them. And when I had the idea, I picked different products, and I contacted the manufacturers and asked them if
they wanted to be distributed in Canada, and you made a deal with them. That's so crazy. And you still do the same today? When you decide to, I know you're not looking for brands at this time, but you're always looking for something, except you're always looking.
I'm always curious. And when I'm traveling, I always look at what's there and what could be, and always. It's a lot easier, though, for example, to bring new products in the wine or spirits, because the offer is so huge, and there's always novelties and there's always something new. In the cosmetics, it's way different. It's very much more complicated. The shelves are not elastic, and everything it needs, and you have to go through planograms. You have to go through head offices that decides yes or no. So it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah. So the cycle is shorter. What you're saying, if I understand correctly, is that when you bring wine or a new champagne, it's it's shorter before you're able to put it on the shelves. It's compared to a beauty product.
No, because a beauty product is going to remain on the shelf. A wine comes and it goes, and maybe it'll come back next year.
True.
It doesn't have to be there all the time. But when you put a product on the shelf, it has to be there all the time. So that's why it's very complicated to put a product on the shelf.
Yeah, you have to make sure you have supply behind you that's to refurbish the the shelves across the pharmacies.
That it's going to sell.
But do you choose the product the same way you selected the products 20 years ago when you first started?
Probably with a better eye, because I know the market a little bit more than I used to, and I with different. But yes, it has to please me first. I'm not very complicated with that.
So you're the ideal customer. It's you. If you don't like the product, you're not gonna just take it to make money out of it. It's not the idea.
How am I going to sell it anyway if I don't like it?
I believe in that so much. This is what I tell my staff. I said, if I ask you to work on an account and you don't like this product, tell me, because we'll put you on something else, because people feel it. Even when you write emails, or you have to love someone asked me that too. How do you keep clients for so long? I said, well, I love them, but for real, like I have a real interest. So I know you have the same, this is why I like what you're saying. You have to love this brand yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to put the energy you put behind it to sell it and, make it known in the market where they're not even, people don't know them, right?
It has to talk to you.
It has to talk to you. This is so interesting. I love that. So let's talk about PR a little bit, because we've been one of your partner for 10 years. And we discussed that. I used to have clients that were working with us 15 years and, really for a really long period of time. And now you're probably, not probably, I think you're the client with whom we've been working for the longest time, especially for the past, I guess, probably 5-6 years. Everything went so fast. I remember that's probably 6 years ago when people, first of all, employees were moving around. And then brands started changing. Like, even if we had amazing results for them, they decided, we're going to try this new agency, because, new agencies started to come up, younger agency. And sometimes people think because they have younger employees, they must be better. Which is not true, people. Listen to this. But we've been working together for a good 10 years. So what do you think about PR?
Well, and my philosophy with that, I think PR is like, to me anyway, with the products we're having, because we're having niche products, is the best communication channel to get, because I think the customer will believe a lot more a chroniqueur that writes about it than a big ad, that just promote it. It doesn't mean you don't have to do ads, because the other publicity we're doing is in the radio, because I like radio. I listen to a lot of radio. I don't watch TV very much, even I've worked for 15 years in TV business, but I think the radio is a very good media, because it follows you everywhere. You go in the car, go there, and you can do something else while you listen to the radio. And so that's where, because I think we have to somewhere remain present. We have to have a presence somewhere in the air and world whatsoever. So I think the PR, the way you're doing it, and with the now it's a lot more with the bloggers and everything, but you get a huge and a field of journalists and chroniclers.
Oh, yeah. We still do a lot with traditional media, as you were just about to mention. But I have to say that your products are PR products. Why? Because they're super niche, unique. They're sometimes, and the best products in their country. If we go back to the pastis, to the Henry Bardouin, for example, this is the best spirit of its kind in the world. So obviously, media love when we send those products, and they're willing to talk about it. So you make our job easy in a sense that I feel your products are perfect for PR. So that's for sure because of that. And there's an history behind these products too. Sometimes they were founded more than 100 years ago, and there's always some great stories to tell.
Yes, no, you're right. Most of our products talk themselves,
Yeah, they have a story on, and you're right, the qualities, and I love what you said also before, sometimes it takes longer, especially if you decide to choose these like very niche product, because it's not a mass product. It takes longer, but once people try them, then they go back and you have a repeat business after. But you have to be patient and make sure that people know about it. So you use PR. Like PR is not something, it can be instant, but sometimes it takes a while, as you know. And we have to, and how many times did we send information about Proraso or about, different products? Like every year we talk about Marvis, and I'm telling you, there's always tons of new people discovering the brand, for example. So that's a good example.
Well, with Marvis, it's because also we decided on that product to keep the distribution like this, also very niche, so not easy to get. So that's another way of doing it. We decided to do it like this. We don't want to put it to Walmart or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Not even in pharmacies like Jean Coutu or whatsoever. There's a few accounts that have it but it's not general,
So even the distribution is very niche.
On this product, yes. But it's desired like this. Proraso is different, because in the shaving, it has to be. You need to do a lot of volume also. So.
So tell me about the brands you are important. Are they really obsessed by the web as everyone in the world right now, especially after the pandemic? Everybody wants to sell online. Are they requesting anything special from you?
They're doing. It depends. For example, Proraso is an international brand, so they're doing their own stuff. They're doing, and we have a different distribution than they have all around the world, because I started the distribution 20 years ago in the pharmacies. They're doing it more like in the United States. Their distributor is more like little stores and barbershops and everything. In Italy, it's mainly barbershops and high-end stores or whatsoever. The way we're doing it is different, But also, for example, our pharmacies in Canada are very different from everywhere in the world. If you go to CVS or Green Walls in the States, it's the shopping experience is not fun, But here, in most of the pharmacies, you get that cosmetic section. So it's very different. It's like you were saying, it's more or less like a general store. Also, you can find all kinds of stuff. So it's very, very different.
So true. Yeah, going to a pharmacy can be fun here in Canada. can be a fun shopping experience.
And you can have somebody to help you also, to continue,
So true, yeah. And sometimes they have like huge cosmetic section, and if you go in the barber section, they have like large selection of products, and they sell food sometimes as well. So yeah, they used to sell cigarettes back in the days, but not anymore.
But so for the web, some are wants to provide us with different things, but and like we don't sell on the web. We don't have a web shop because we are selling to a lot of web shops. So we have a lot of web shops that are our customers.
Yeah, so you don't want to become their competition, no? In the sense that if they all yes and no.
That's one thing, and also they, for example, they have a lot of products, so they are a store. We don't have that offer to do. We could only sell our products first, and second, it needs another organization to be able to sell. $1-2 for $12 plus shipping, plus tax whatsoever. It's a different infrastructure that we don't have necessarily with the warehouse.
This is true. It's another business in itself. Like if you ship 1 or 2 products at a time, you need a different infrastructure in your shipping, in your own shipping department, because you never do that. Like you don't have to ship 1 or 2 products at a time, obviously. Yeah. Plus, having someone that would take care of that, and the shipping cost, and oh my God, yeah, must be. Some people became really good at that, but you have to. If you do decide to do that, I guess you have to do a certain volume of sales, and which you'd rather let your the others that have huge website, or I know you sell on Amazon as well, so you let Amazon take care of the shipping, for example.
Because we ship to their distribution center.
Yeah, no, they're very smart. So they're doing it for many other brands who don't want to take care of that, which makes complete sense. Like it's another ball game. It's a different,
Exactly.
So tell me, what's the future for Bella Vita International after the pandemic in 3-5 years?
The future is bright in a way because, again, if I take the idea when we started to focus on quality, and I think more and more people are ready to pay, are realize that quality is worth it. I think so. I think the customer is more and more aware, and also with the information that goes fast everywhere, people can get the information and look at what's the best. Blah, blah, blah. So I think the way we're looking at it, it was the right idea 20 years ago. So I think it's... I
believe in that so much. I think it's the first time we're talking about it, but we kind of share the same values even if we don't express it to each other. This is probably why we've been working with you guys for 10 years, but quality is also something extremely important at the agency. And our first value is serving at the highest level. So this means like we have to put some time and quality time, and we serve with high quality. So we are very similar in the sense that we love quality and
Quality. Yes, totally.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
So I know you're not looking. You told us you're not looking for brand. You're not on the look, but if you find an extraordinary brand, you're open to taste it and smell it and look at it. So I'm going to put your coordinates, even if we can't find you through some Google search, but you can go on. I put the website it's Bella Vita International. You're really easy to find, and they can get in touch with you. So if you are listeners, and you have the best product in your country, and you want to expand and let's say export your products in Canada, so Pascal would be the go-to person for sure. So,
thank you, Nathalie.
Thank you so much for being my guest for the 40th episode. So hopefully you've loved this guest, and I'm doing it every one and then every 5 podcasts I try to have a guest. So if they want to reach you, so then it's going to be in the notes, and hopefully you've learned a few things, and à la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the NATA PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.